Hey guys, this today, I mean, my video is going to be about my life story. Yay. Okay, so here we go. My parents divorced when I was a baby. My mom, I was an infant at the time, actually, but, my parents got divorced, so my mom moved away. Um, then like a year later, she met my stepdad. They stayed together. They've been together for 15 years. They've been married for maybe 9. I'm not really sure. I haven't quite caught up with it. Um, but he's been in my life since I was 1. So he's been my actual father because my real dad I only saw during the summertime. And that was like 2 months in the 2 months of the summer to see him. But now that I'm older, I don't see him anymore because I have band camps and twirling camps and all that kind of thing. Anyway, so yeah, they got divorced. Now we have stepdad in the picture. Um, we moved a lot. When I was about 7, we lived in Pine Tree, and then in Spring Hill, and then we moved to Hosel when I was in 2nd grade. I've been here. I am now in 10th grade. Um, it's not easy being in Hallsville most of the time because as when I was growing up, I would get bullied a lot. Um, First time I ever got called ugly was in 4th grade by this kid, and it really hurt my self-esteem. And they would laugh at me and call me ugly and da da da. And so 5th grade came along, nothing happened, everything was okay. Then 6th grade came along. I met this girl that moved here. She was new. And I wanted to be her friend. And like in middle school, that's whenever you try to fit in. That's whenever you want to be one of the cool kids. And that's what I tried to be. I wanted to be one of the cool kids because I wanted the guys to notice me. But this girl, she moved here, and I wanted to be her friend. And all my friends were friends with her too, so we were like, cool. And then out of nowhere, she tries to turn my friends against me, and she started talking crap about me. And um, so, and then on top of that, I was a terrible person in middle school. I bullied someone to try to look cool, and that's not cool at all. No, not at all. I look back on myself and I can't even believe that I did that. Um, then 7th grade came along, and that same girl was in my science class. She bullied me so much every single day. Um, she would call me trash, pathetic, ugly, da 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 da. All those things that hurt people, she would call me. And no one would say anything. No one would help. Not even my teacher. He would just be like, now stop. And then that was the last thing he said. He didn't separate us or try to get her to really stop. He just said, all right, that's enough, and thought that would help. I don't see how that would help. But, so one day, she bullied me so much that I just got up, left the class, slammed the door, and sat beside the lockers because I was so pissed. I mean, every day it was like a fight for me. I had to fight for myself, and that sucks. To know that you have friends in that class who would not grow anything to help. They would just sit there. In 8th grade, well, let me back up. in 7th grade, whenever she did all that, it got really bad. I would cry myself to sleep. I lost a lot of respect for myself. Not saying that I became a slut or anything, because I didn't, but meaning that I just, when you look in the mirror and you think, what is wrong with you? Why? Like, it sucks. Let's just put it that way. And I know that there are plenty of people who look in the mirror and think, well, what am I? Why am I this? You know? So, 8th grade came along. I thought it was going to be a great year. You know, going to football games for band, getting to march, all that stuff. And when 8th grade came along, that same girl was in my science class. But she wasn't the only bully. It was her guy friend, and then 2 other guys. They would call me a soulless ginger and say that I'm super ugly. And by that point, like, all that bullying, I tried to OD on pills. And then my friend invited me to her church. I enjoyed the people at the church. I enjoyed the church itself. And that's when I became a believer. And then at that point, I wanted to be there for people. I wanted to be that someone that people look up to and think, I can go to her when I'm hurt. I want my name to be the first person I think of, you know? Freshman year came, and I was like, okay, no bullying. It'll be great. There'll be no bullying. Hopefully, I can just have a clean slate. Well, into a freshman, I started dating this guy. He was also a believer himself. Very, very nice guy. We dated for about 5 months. He broke up with me, and the rest of the year was complete downhill for me. But in the months of school, like those August, September, October, November, the 4 months that I was in school, I was in reading class. That was like fourth block, which means every day, right? And there were these 2 guys who were bullying me, calling me ugly, da da da. But at this point, I didn't. I stood up for myself, yeah, totally. But I never let it get to me, because people suck. We all suck. That's inevitable for people to suck, especially in this generation. But that's the thing. The more stronger you get each year from all the pain, the easier it is to not let it get to you. You know? Alright, back to the ex-boyfriend. So yeah, we dated for 5 months. He broke up with me, and then the rest of the 9 months or so, didn't date. I lost all my friends because I pushed them all away. I didn't want to be around any of them because they were all friends with him. And if I was around them, it would be awkward. So I played the I'm gonna ignore you game. And within the 2 weeks that we broke up, he started dating another girl. And I was heartbroken that he would do that. But then again, when you break up with someone, you're gonna date someone, It's a cycle. But I was really mad. And then every time I would see them both together, I would, like, if we were walking this way towards each other, I would go the other way. I would ignore both of them. I didn't even want to look at them, And being that he was in band and I was in band, it was kind of awkward, And they were dating for a year, and then they broke up. And by this point, it's a new year. I'm a sophomore now, and I um I'm totally over him. Like I'm so happy that I can look back and think, I dated you? Really? That's weird. Like, yes, he's still a friend, but we don't talk. Um, you know, but since school started my sophomore year, I was like, I'm just gonna let dating go aside, I'm just gonna let God find me someone. And so I went to band competition. Um, and my band was about to walk up to where we're supposed to be so that way we could get ready for a drill. And I was putting on my hat, and I turn around, and on the corner of my eye, I noticed this guy, and his name was Lane. But I'm gonna be really honest, I totally forgot his name. And I was like, I totally know who that is. And I was looking around, and then I got super excited, and I ran over there and hugged him. Need to remind you, I totally forgot his name, but I knew who he was. And then um, we started Snapchatting again because we used to Snapchat like so many, like in June, July, and we started Snapchatting again, right? And then his band, um, his school band, they were going to be in Longview to for their area competition, and I wanted to go because I wanted to support him too, and I don't want to see him again. And so I did, and um, we were walking because he had to go back to the buses, and I was like, "So, what did you want to ask me?" And then he goes, "I didn't say I'd ask you anything. I just said I need to talk to you." And then he was like, "Bro, I could be asking you if you want to be the sugar to my Kool-Aid." And then I started laughing, and I stopped walking and looked at him. And I was like, "Are you asking me now?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I said, "Yes." And then he got really happy and started jumping. And yes, that is now today my boyfriend. We are going to be dating for 3 months pretty soon. I'm very happy with him. And um, it's 2015 now, and there will be plenty of surprises. I know. um, but yeah, that was my life story. I hope you all enjoyed it. And yeah, farewell. Bye, guys.